Welcome to our Posh podcast. I am Gabrielle, and I'm here with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
And our DJ Spider.
Hello.
And our beautiful Miss Polly, who is
Hello.
back for a second hour, which is so exciting. And thank you for coming here.
Absolutely.
And we're just going to have every single week, we're going to have a call in from Miss Polly, and we're going to have penis and pussy talk. We're going to just do it.
I feel like even if it's one question,
just
let's
one question
ask.
quickly. We're gonna come up with it. She's gonna help everyone. If you need help with sexting, we found out. And
People do Google that. Like,
yes, and
How to sex. There's a book. We have a book.
Really?
At work where because I ordered it.
of course you did.
Of course I did. Because I mean, people, it's become a thing.
yeah.
Honestly,
It's a big thing.
It's a huge thing because, especially with how much we text and how much we social media and how much we do non face-to-face with people. I mean, we communicate, for months sometimes prior to meeting people
True.
face-to-face.
Now tell us real quick, where is your place of work?
It's in Amarillo, Texas.
Amarillo, Texas, and what is it called?
Fantasy Novelty Superstore.
So you work at a sex toy store,
Yes.
and I'm sure you get a lot of questions. I have come with some that I'm going to ask you, and we can all discuss, and we're going to get through as many as possible.
Absolutely.
And my first one that I have here is men ask all the time, how can I last longer in bed? What are your answers for that?
Your answer's like at me. I'm like, I have no idea.
No, I didn't look at you.
How do I answer that? Well, how can I lock? Okay, so there are several, we do purchase and sell several delay serums / sprays / creams.
You spray it on your penis
Uh-huh.
and it numbs it or what?
And it basically, yes,
Oh,
that
okay.
is desensitizes because I'm not going to say all the time, but I'm going to say most of the time is because men are either too sensitive, and so every little squeeze they ejaculate. Pre-ejaculation.
My
it's
goodness.
Every little squeeze.
Every little squeeze. and
Oh, wow.
and premature ejaculation is a thing, and of course they all want to. I want to be that. I'm going to last an hour. Most of the time, if they're lasting an hour, the woman is going, please,
I was
God,
just going to say, who wants that?
hurry up. Like, would you just come already?
Now this is getting boring for all of us.
I mean, because unless you're being inventive while you're lasting that long,
It gets a
little old.
redundant.
And most women will, their excitement level will dip, hence their ability to create wetness will dip. And so then it's like, okay, then all of a sudden women are going, did I put the laundry in to dry? Do I need to reset the dryer? What am I going to have for dinner? And they're still just pumping away.
Have you ever seen the meme that says, like, men need to make sure that the woman is like wet enough? Because they said, have you ever tried to slide down a water slide with no water?
No
like,
water.
I have never ever heard that before.
Well, that's how it's like.
crazy.
This is starting to be painful.
Yes, because you're going and I'm not excited anymore. So my of course we have, like I said, there are different delay tactics. There are, squeezing the base of the penis
Like a cock ring.
like a cock ring,
Okay.
or your fingers,
Oh.
your hand wrapped around the base, like if you're giving head and you don't want them to ejaculate, you will squeeze the base of the penis
Oh.
and pull a little bit on the testicles, and they will okay, I'm going to stop. All right.
I like when her eyelashes start blinking really fast.
Wait, what? I'm trying to follow, and you lost me.
I
somewhere.
got you. Do you give blowjob classes? Isn't that a thing?
Well, I guess it could be. I mean, I give tips.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because I feel like
it's
I know,
not like I can do a whole class for customers, but I give tips.
Do you feel like you're not born with knowing how to do that.
You're not. It's called watch porn.
So it's like I think I've heard of people doing lessons, but I don't know if you do that in your place.
I don't, but I used to give tips.
Okay.
Like whenever I would do my parties and stuff, I would
Right.
give tips. But even now, I would always actually recommend the book, Tickle His Fancy.
Tickle?
No.
Or Tickle.
I'm sorry, Tickle His Pickle.
Oh,
Yeah.
Tickle His Pickle. I thought she said Tickle.
We sell it.
Yeah,
Yes.
I know. Tickle His Pickle.
Tickle His Pickle.
Okay.
Pickle. Yeah. But she also has a book called Tickle Your Fancy, which is about female masturbation. She has one, Ride 'em Cowgirl, which is all different kinds of sex positions. She also has a book called Tickle Your Tush, which is about anal. So I love recommending her books to everyone that comes in the door. I actually have placed in, because we have certain she's getting rid of stuff.
See that.
She's cleaning out her notes. It's all good. We have certain, like kiosk and like look table. No, they're like stands that have product on them, and each product is kind of like, you have derriere, you have C rings, we have dildos, we have vibrating, realistic penises, different items.
Yeah.
So like over by the female stimulants and oral gels, which, like either numb the throat or make it taste good. We have Peter liquor and pussy liquor and, nippleicious or dickalicious, those kind of things. I have a little book, the Tickle His Pickle book is over there, and over by our anal and derriere section is Tickle My Tush, and where the wands are, I have the book, Tickle Your Fancy.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't realize that we sell the books sometimes, because you need to like advertise, hey, you wanted to make anal sex better? Here's what you do.
Well, and I feel like with that though, can't you do damage if you're not careful?
Which one?
Anal.
Well, yeah. With any sex, you can do damage if you're not careful.
You should know. You're the penis breaker.
So
Did I answer any of that question at all?
you did.
Okay,
Yeah.
great.
Why do some people have fetishes?
Fetishes used to be considered a psychological disease. Yes. I mean, people that liked
Toes.
yes, or they liked feet, or they liked certain parts of the body. People that had furries, like furry animal. I don't know. Some of these things
All
used
the
to be considered a psychological disorder. Okay, fetishism, and now it's become a little more mainstream. I think BDSM in itself has become more mainstream in terms of accepted. And so it's kind of like, why do people have fetishes? Like, some people just really, really like boobs. Some people may really, really like butts. Some people may really, really like having sex in public.
That is not me.
Some people may really, really like having sex with someone with their clothes on. I mean, anything that turns you on.
I'm really confused.
I know. Hey, closed female, naked male, CFNM. Look it up. If you Google
I
it,
have.
You
What?
have
Wait.
clothed female, naked male.
yes,
CFNM.
Yep.
All right. It's a
it's
thing.
a thing.
Well, would that be why they actually have crotchless panties?
Well, that wouldn't
Easy
be
access.
closed.
Yeah,
But do you know they used to have crotch? I mean, women didn't used to wear underwear back in the Victorian days. They had like pantaloons, and they did not have, because of all the extra accoutrements that they had to wear, they did not have.
I like how you say those words.
But she's like, these people they just like to see the woman in clothes, but obviously they still get into the vagina.
Yeah. Or
So that's why crotchless panties probably are such a big thing.
That's how my business started. Yeah.
Give me some crotchless panties. You got it, eh?
Which is so odd to me. I would never wear crotchless panties.
Well, it's easy access. If you wearing a skirt, you don't have
I
to.
just don't wear them.
Guys are really turned on by crotchless panties.
They are.
Mhm.
It's the idea of having sex while they're clothed, and it's kind of a turn on.
Hence the fetish.
Hence the fetish.
Wow. There you go.
Yeah.
There was a question, though, that I saw that you missed where it said, I wanted to ask her, can you get pregnant on your period when you have sex?
Yes.
You can.
Yes.
Oh. I always wondered
Yes, because there's a lot of times where, when you're ovulating,
that.
hence the reason that that's the little egg that comes out and it can be fertilized at any time. Well, you can ovulate more than once, and for some spooky reason happens to be while you're on your period, or if you're, your period is weird and wacky and say, for instance, it doesn't come every 14 days after your whatever, because normally ovulation occurs 14 days after the first day of your last period. That's typically when you should be ovulating. However, that doesn't always happen. Plus, they could have really long-lasting sperm.
Oh, strong swimmers.
Strong swimmers that can live anywhere from 48 to 72 hours.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you didn't know that. Mhm. Yes, it can. So, yeah, please don't think you're safe having sex on your period without any protection if you're not wanting to get pregnant, because you could.
Yeah. Teenage girls.
Yeah.
And don't think that it's my first time. Surely I can't get pregnant my first time.
Yeah.
Don't be stupid.
Wow. Well, it's good to know. It's very important.
Very important to know. Female ejaculation.
Yes.
Is that a fact or a fiction?
Fact.
Squirting.
I can attest it happens.
But is it pee or is it?
It is not.
Yeah, that's what I thought. People argue about that. All
They
the
do
time.
argue it. Okay, here's the thing. I'm going to ask Spider. Where do you pee from?
Wait, what?
Where do you pee from?
Me personally?
Yes.
My penis.
Okay. Where do you ejaculate from?
Same area.
Uh-huh. And can you pee and ejaculate at the same time?
That would be impressive.
But you cannot.
I will try and get back to you.
Okay. So, in much the same way, and it feels totally different.
Uh-huh.
It is a totally different experience.
Right.
And when it happens, you know that you have ejaculated and not peed.
Oh, wow.
Just going to say that.
Now, can every woman, can you make any woman do that? You just have to know the right thing.
Not necessarily.
Okay.
That is, honestly, because the G spot is typically what has to be manipulated and rubbed, and really sometimes it's violent to get you to ejaculate.
Violent.
I love that you said violent.
Violent. If you've ever watched any of those videos, you've seen the guys doing this.
Yeah.
And yes, then it's like squirt heaven.
Uh-huh.
Well, that sometimes because it's calloused, because it's never been manipulated. So it takes a minute for it to actually fill up with fluid and actually get to that point where you are going to be able to ejaculate.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
There we go. Fact, not fiction.
Not fiction.
It is a fact. I know for sure because someone that we know used to tell us that when they have sex with certain girls, they know, and it's like a thing. It freaks guys out.
Sometimes it'll freak them out. Sometimes
I only know of guys who have said they love it when a girl can do
I'd
that.
cheer for myself.
I hit her. She squirted all over me. Oh my God, I'm a stud. I am the best
There's
in the
definitely
world.
hands thrown up in the air.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah, because I can tell you the first time it happened to me, I freaked. And it was apparently the first time it happened to him, and he cheered.
Woo! King of the castle.
Pretty much.
Wow.
And then the goal was every time I want you to do that. And I was like, oh God. Take a deep breath. Yes.
Does peeing after sex prevent urinary tract infections?
It can assist. Yes. I'm going to say it helps. You should always, attempt to do that because it clears out the urinary tract.
That's what I had heard
Yes.
before. That's very important. That's another thing
Yes.
like people should know about.
Make sure that you're, cleaning yourself as well, that you don't just, I don't know. I'm just not one of those that lays there for the next 5 or 6 hours and lets it just hang out. I mean, just
get it out of there.
Get it out of there.
I mean,
well, let's be honest. I mean, the female pH system is extremely delicate in and of itself, and because the urethra is so close to the vaginal canal, it's too close for comfort. And it's going to get in there, and you just need to make sure it's flushed out. Also, drink a lot of water. And we know what happens when we don't drink enough water, right?
Dehydrated.
Yeah. And our poop doesn't come out. And
that shocked me for a second.
it doesn't. It comes out really hard, and then bad things can happen. So we need to make sure we hydrate.
drink lots of water, everyone.
You can poop.
And pee.
Yes.
What happens when the girl has a higher sex drive than her boyfriend? What can she do?
Okay, so if they're not into
Does that even
multiple
happen?
partners,
Oh,
it does really happen, actually. Yeah, it can happen quite often. Depending on, their stage in life. It depends on his job, her job, hormones. Hello. Hormones play a big part of it, and testosterone, over masturbation plays a big part of it.
Really?
Yeah. Because, she thinks he's just at work while he's sitting on his phone at work whacking off.
Oh my God. Really?
Really, it's a thing. And
At work?
And the
I do it all the
reason...
time.
What are you doing in there?
Splooge everywhere. The reason that I'm seeing a lot more young guys getting the pills, the erectile pills, and having more erectile dysfunction is because of over masturbation due to porn and the access to porn.
Wow. That's very interesting.
But also more and more women are watching porn as well. And they're like, hey, I have urges, I have needs, I want it too. So a lot of times what can help if, he's just kind of like, I'm really tired and I don't want to, well, guess what? That's when I recommend toys. Okay, so if you're not going to physically, fuck your mate,
Lack of a better term.
for lack of a better term, if you're not going to have sexual relations with your, physical body, at least use toys on her. At least bring her some satisfaction. Because believe it or not, unless you have hang-ups, and a lot of guys do, idiots. No, a lot of guys have hang-ups about using anything that might be bigger than them.
Really?
I love when she goes and sits back.
It's a toy.
Yes, and they're intimidated.
Oh my
A
God,
lot
men are
of-
so stupid. No offense, Spider, but good God. They are intimidated by fucking everything.
Which we would much rather have them, but if you can't, or you're too tired or whatever, at least
Yeah.
give me a better connection. I mean, and that's just the thing, is still having that connection, but utilizing either a toy or your hands. Are you skilled? Well, you know what? Fingers work great if you know where to hit the right spots.
Yes.
And your tongue works too, buddy. I'm sorry. Or wands are the biggest rage. I don't know if you've ever.
One of my best friends loves it.
I'm telling you what, we sell the crap out of wands. And some of them nowadays are
Nima brought the little one.
Yeah.
Like that there's the one that you don't have to plug in.
Yeah, the rechargeable. We sell a ton of them. My
Yeah.
favorite is called the Lawand, and they sell the big version and they sell a petite version as well. And we're talking rumbly, tumbly. It will get your motor
Yeah,
running.
motor.
Construction
Yes.
site.
No, that's exactly what that
It's
sounded
called
like.
I'm going to destroy your clitoris.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to make you come and come and come again.
Well, for any dudes listening, don't ever not be in the mood. Just start doing it and you'll get in the mood, I promise.
Well, I mean, that's just the thing. It's like,
God,
can
I
you
was
find the little
dying.
man in the boat? Okay.
I'm like, it's a bean. Just look for the bean.
Look for the bean. It's, I don't know what to tell you, dude. Like, here's the clitoris right there. See that little right there? Woo, woo, woo. Yeah. I like when guys think the whole entire mons pubis is the
I'm like, what are you
clitoris.
doing? That's
nowhere remotely near it.
not-
Like,
Nope.
nope, that's my butt. Okay, you've gone too far. Back it up. Back it up. Huh.
How's it feel?
I don't
don't
even
know what
have
you're
to.
doing right
I don't feel anything other than annoyed.
Other than the
Uh-huh. For real. Because there's times where I've been annoyed. Like, dude, I mean, I had one guy seriously think that he was like the world's best muff diver. I'm like, okie dokie. Let's see. He goes, I can do it for hours. I'm like, oh God, I don't want you to do it for
Yeah.
hours. Because
You're not doing it right.
It really, seriously, if you're doing it for hours. And yeah, he went everywhere but where he should have. I'm like, oh, okay. So yeah, did I fake? Sure did. Get you to stop what you're doing because you're not doing it. Yeah. And it's sad that we have to fake that. Why do we have to fake that?
I don't.
Well, I don't anymore. I'm just done. Like, Why did you not call me again? Because
Just stop. I'm tired.
because your
Over it.
5.5-inch penis just really wasn't worth me getting all excited about. Sorry, when you've had 9.5 to 10, you just don't get excited over that 5.5. I'm
No,
sorry.
that's the problem.
You know, we have extensions that you can purchase.
Yeah.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Now you're on.
There you go. Hey, before I get started, are there any questions off limits for you?
No, I don't think so.
No?
We're kind of off limits people.
That's great. We love that. That's
perfect.
I have no box.
No, we know
Oh,
that.
no.
I
So-
live outside the box. I was never inside.
No, that does not fit any of you guys here.
I'm not very circumspect.
I thought you were going to say circumcised.
I know. I
Sounds
was like, what?
That's what I
Appalling.
thought she was about to say. I was.
Well, I've had both.
I have never.
I know
it's-
you've never had one that's uncircumcised. You've
kinda
never had the
scary.
turtle.
It's a turtle. It really is. I will never forget the first time I'm like, oh God, what do I do?
Oh my
with
God,
that?
it's foreskin.
Took your breath away.
Oh my gosh.
I'm like, ew.
Where is it at?
Oh my God. No, it starts like coming out on its own when it gets hard. So it's like really weird. I'm like, it's creeping out.
It's like a dog,
It's
right?
a creeper.
Like a red rocket?
Yes, that's exactly.
Very much so, yeah. Except it has more like a helmet.
Well, I only know from some friends of mine that have been with guys who are like that, and they say sometimes it smells.
Yeah, because it's
Well,
not as clean.
It has a little bit of the smegma there.
Well, I've never had a sexual experience with that. I worked in the ICU for so many years, so I've
Okay.
seen a lot, but
Mm-hmm.
not in that aspect.
Be thankful that
I
you
had
did.
one.
It's not that great.
I had one for 24 years.
Oh, dang.
Mm.
Oh, okay. So you really know.
I really know.
She really
Got it.
knows.
Really.
She was attached.
I mean, at least it was 8.5. So
Okay.
it's all good.
All right.
It's all good.
I'm going to introduce everyone.
So yes, we're gonna do something we've never done before. We're doing a
In the middle
mid-show introduction. We have, I'm Gabrielle. I'm welcoming everyone to our Two Posh Too Posh. Too Posh. Welcome everyone to our Too Posh podcast. I'm here with my daughter Marcella.
Hello.
Our DJ Spider.
Hello.
Miss Polly, who has been here. She was our original guest when we started a year ago on our podcast, episodes 3 and 4, and now we are into the hundreds shows. So
Nice.
very exciting, and we welcome super special guest to us, Miss Sivan.
Thank you.
She is a licensed
Cosmetic nurse.
cosmetic nurse, and she does
Makes people prettier.
makes everyone more beautiful. She does my injections, which I usually don't tell anyone anything, but with you, you are my hero truly, because
Yes.
you
Tells
are-
everyone.
I tell everyone about
I
you,
love
and
you. So sweet.
yeah, because I used to not think that I would ever go to a nurse. I was like always kind of brainwashed with you have to only go to a doctor.
only.
Exactly. Yes. But I found her, and I feel very blessed that I found her. And Jen is
Also a cosmetic nurse.
also a cosmetic nurse.
Yes.
And my
she's-
best friend.
And her little injection clone.
Right, exactly.
So this is very exciting, and we are going to continue though this show with our penis and pussy talk with Miss Polly.
I need more penis and pussy.
Butter.
And I don't quite remember where we stopped. What were we talking about? Do you remember, or are we starting?
I have a feeling it was either about penis or pussy.
No way. I can't remember what we were talking about.
But
It was guys feeling inadequate about toys.
Oh, yes, we're talking
Really?
about
Is that really a thing?
That's
It
what
is.
I said.
Guys not being in
Seriously.
the mood for some
What the
reason.
guys
Fuck.
not being in the mood for sex.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
And how to help them
Get in the mood.
get in the mood, and or what to do if a female's libido is higher than the male libido.
Man, I couldn't figure that out for 6
can,
years.
Like totally relate to this.
Couldn't figure it
so.
out.
She said I couldn't figure it out for 6 years.
That's because
is
she
that
was
yours?
dating a. I love the gays, but I think he was an undercover gay.
Oh, I had
You
one of
have
those
something in
too.
common.
Because I would tell her, I'm like, Jen, like it's not normal for your boyfriend to never want to fuck you. Having sex once every 4 months is not normal.
Whoa.
No.
I'm like, you know, if my boyfriend's not fucking me after like 2 days, I'm like, what's wrong? What's happening? Like,
Do you have a girlfriend?
like this is not okay.
Yeah, I get that.
But the discussion basically stems also from me talking about over masturbation, and that could be a cause because now with internet and access to porn on the phone and wherever they're at, they over masturbate.
Really?
It's a big thing. Yes.
I always like when I've, you know, had those intimate moments with myself, it actually made me want to have sex more.
you
That's
would
what I
think
hear
that, but from women.
Yeah, women.
Women,
That's what
I
thought.
think but women, this is their sex organ. This
Right.
is their biggest sex organ.
Their
This is our
brain.
The brain.
And their imagination.
and their imagination. And we have vivid, like step-by-step imaginations. Men are general.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, she was going down on me. And then we had sex. That's pretty much,
Yeah.
or they're very visual. They need to have that, the big boobs or watch a little porn. Or,
That is really true. I've noticed that about them. Like,
we can fantasize. We don't have to see porn because it's in our brain. Men, they got to see the magazine. They got to see it happening because apparently, I guess, is your imagination broken?
Oh, not mine.
Okay, just wondering. I mean, you know,
I'm waiting to find the porn that runs with my imagination.
that's well. There you go.
So, what is the best sex position?
Whichever one gets you off.
Boom.
I think it depends on your partners. So like sometimes you're very lucky and you have a male partner that's very well endowed and every position's great. And then you have another partner that I'm like, okay, this is not going to work with him. So
we need to do this one and then this.
A lot of times that can be the case of, you know, like how, not necessarily how well, because there's some guys that may not have a lot, but they know how to work
use it. Yeah.
what they've got.
Heard that.
And a lot of times too, if you have too much, it can be painful in certain positions. So you really have to know what you're working with, both on both sides. And so it's really kind of a personal thing as far as what you're more comfortable with. I mean, get me and doggy and I'm a happy camper. I mean, I can be on my knees and pushing back, or I can be laying flat and letting you do all the work. Either way, I don't like being on top too much because I'm like, okay, because some women really love being on top because it gives them that control. Well, I get tired.
Yeah, I agree. I used to like hate being on top, but with my ex, like he would always make me get on top, and then after a while, I just got like used to it. I'm like, all right, this is
how we do it.
This is how we do
thing.
it. This is my workout.
I think a lot of times because not every clitoris is in the same position, because some women's clitoris sits high, some women's clitoris sits low, some right in between. So depending on the position where it's going to be maximizing your pleasure is always the best position.
So I guess to each their own is that question.
Yeah.
Just talk about it.
Or be in a position to where you could have the penetration and the toy on you, which is important to me. So like for me, I have to like be doggy, or like if he's just like directly on top of me, I'm like, okay, like push back so I can put my toy there. Like I can't do it
because you are like 95%.
I need vibration. Yeah,
95% of women need to have clitoral stimulation in order to have an orgasm.
Yeah,
right.
That's normal.
100%.
What is the average?
Yes.
I was going.
And silence.
What is the average penis size?
Oh my God! Please tell me what is it?
I'm curious about this.
You're curious?
5.5.
Actually, the average penis size is 6 to 6.5 inches.
Oh, wow.
Last time I checked, it was 5.5 to 6. I was really disappointed.
I mean, it can range though. I mean, but
That's the
my
average.
experience, it's been and
And
studies.
In Congo, it's 8.5. Trust me, I've researched this before.
I was like, is this Jamaica? In Jamaica, it's about 13.
Is this your personal research?
No, I actually went on a tangent one day and like researched this, and I was like, okay, what race has the biggest dick size?
What is it? It's black men, right?
It's Congo.
Congo.
Like the average size there is like 8.5. I'm like, so what is like the well endowed size over there? Like
Where
13?
are you going on vacation next time?
Unfortunately, I'm like really attracted to guys that look like Barbie dolls, like blonde blue eyes. So like I just have to like gamble.
She likes Ken.
I
Yeah.
do.
She
She likes Ken dolls.
Yeah, and so like sorry. I'm
Well,
not,
actually, you could probably find that in Germany. And
Do you like a guy with an accent?
I mean, what's the size? I'm just kidding.
I don't know. I watched some German porn sites, so yeah.
By the way, I'm not that much of a size queen anymore. I figured out, like what you said earlier, that, some guys don't have like the biggest dick in the world, but they really know how to use it. And I think that's really, what matters.
Well,
I mean, I can't do a 4-incher, okay? Like
No.
that's a little. No.
And what makes it a micro? What's the inches on there? 4.
Yeah, what are the qualifications?
Actually,
That's the word I couldn't think of. The qualifications for micro.
I think it's around 2 or less.
Holy sh!
I would.
I had
That's just
someone.
wrong.
Wait,
Because-
hold on. What?
We had talked about this before.
Yeah,
and
micro
I,
penises have come up too much on it.
I know.
I know.
That's
And
not
I had
even right. That's just
tweeted
not
about
fair.
it, and someone actually replied and,
And said
said
they had
were,
one.
They were 3, I think.
That's
I mean,
so
That's
sad.
just not
Ooh.
fair.
Yeah.
I just feel like in this day and age with all the amazing technology, like please someone come out with a really good like surgery to enlarge a penis.
They do have surgery for it.
They do
talked
have
about
like, penile implants
Yes.
and stuff that you can get. We have a lot,
mean,
like I
like
said,
3
we have a lot of
inches?
guys that come in because they may not be as big as they want, and they buy the pumps, which come in all shapes and sizes as well.
And those do work.
strength-
That's what I was asking you earlier.
Yes. Here's the thing here, and this is the caveat to all of these products and such, is the penis is a muscle. So if you work out diligently every day, your muscles, you build muscle, right?
Yeah.
What happens if you lay off for a week or two? It atrophies.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
Same thing. If you work out your penis every day and you do pumping every day,
It will grow.
It will grow.
Shut up.
What?
It
Yes.
will enlarge.
So
Yes,
how do
lifting
you
weights.
like? How do
It's
you?
like lifting weights.
Believe it or not, it is very much like lifting weights. And you even have guys that will actually put weights.
But how do you approach that to a guy like, hey, baby, like I got you
Happy
this penis
Valentine's
pump.
Day.
So after you brush your teeth, I want you to do this every morning.
Your
I
penis
brought
needs
you a
workout.
Hydromax, and you can
It's-
do it in the shower.
That is so like it's such a delicate
Conversation.
Like, I don't even know how. Like it's like, I mean, you just have to like spin it around with a little like, oh, I heard it like makes sex all the more better. Or it's good, or it makes you harder, longer.
Just come
like,
right out with it, and if they have a
No,
problem, with
I
it,
don't know.
But
The
then it'll
ego
be-
drop of that
Oh
is-
my
Do you
God.
know that
consequences are catastrophic.
the majority of
it's like telling a girl like, hey, baby, I got this thing for you. You squeeze it on your boobs every day. It's like, how do you do that? Like you're just too flat. You know, like that. It hurts no matter how you spin it or how much you sugarcoat it. It's like, how do you do that?
What do you
Or
think?
maybe you can say, hey, I got this box full of toys. Let's see what's inside. I think that's
it's a conversation, definitely, but most of the toys and any type of new sex position, any type of sexual conversations, do you know that most of the time, like 60 to 80% of the time, is initiated by the female?
I can see that.
Because we're the ones that are like, hey,
I feel like
let's
they
try
could
this.
care less.
They could care less most of the time. It's not that they could care less. It's just it doesn't really
Right.
enter their
Again,
brain.
I don't agree because I did have a conversation with this guy that I was dating because he asked me about our sex life and compared it to my ex, or he asked me why I kept going back to my ex, and I was just like, well, we had a really good sex life, and he's like, well, what is so good with him that's not good? I'm like, no, it's just I don't know, and I think it came out somehow, and he just couldn't ever get over it. So I would.
Well,
never,
then that he shouldn't have initiated the conversation if he
True.
couldn't handle the truth.
That's a
Number
touchy
one.
conversation.
That's a very touchy conversation. I'm saying more along the lines of
Wanting to
introducing
try new stuff.
trying new stuff,
Yeah.
introducing toys, introducing that kind of thing, or hey, let's try a new different position.
I just
Hey.
didn't know that the penis pump, if you use it every single day, will actually grow your dick. Like I think
It will.
that's phenomenal. So I'd be like, you need to do this every day. Like,
Well, you could also
Good for all of
invite
us.
them, like, hey, let's go to, I heard this new sex store is over here. Hey, have you ever been to New Fine Arts? Hey, let's go over there and let's see what they've got.
Make it
That
their
makes it
idea.
fun. Yeah.
Make it, just a fun visit. I mean, I'm from Amarillo right now,
right now.
right now.
it reels out.
trying to get, you would be amazed at, the red faces I see. The women that walk in the door with the blood of Jesus wrapped around them so tightly that they can't see past that, and they're just mortified. My wife is in the car because she wouldn't come in here. I'm like, really?
I think that people need to.
God wants you to have sex, okay? He
God
made a
created
penis and a
sex.
hole, and the penis is supposed to go into the hole, okay? It's okay.
Yeah.
God
People need
created
to be
you.
more comfortable, I think,
Yes.
having the conversation, and it makes it all better. Like, you're going to have to laugh about it. Like, funny stuff will happen. You have to be like, it's okay to go in a sex store, people.
It does make it better when you're allow yourself to be comfortable with it.
Yeah. I mean,
They have these things we used to sell with, there's cards, I guess, and it's called like the 52 weekly
Naughty nights and
something like
yeah.
that, and then you pull them and you scratch off or whatever, and it kind of starts conversation
It
with
does.
it too.
I used to sell that that particular one, especially to newlyweds. I say, use this your first year of marriage. Once a week, pull a card, scratch it off, and then do whatever it says.
yeah. Because
Sivan is like,
Whatever it says.
but I think
My back door is exit only. I will not
we were just talking
do
about
that. And I will not peg a guy. I think it's fucking weird.
What's that?
It's where you put a strap on and you have sex with a
no.
guy in the butt.
Miss
No.
Polly loves that.
So I know a girl that I used to work with. If you saw her, it looks like the sweetest, most angelic thing ever. And like one day she's like, oh yeah, I peg my husband all the time. Like he loves it. And I'm like, wait, what? What'd you say?
I would not.
You look like fucking Martha Stewart. What are you doing?
Miss Polly, tell us about it because I know you love that.
It's, well, let's not call it love.
Well, I was gonna say,
She's like, I don't get
I've
pleasure from it.
experienced with it just as, you know, I mean, as a dominatrix, of course, that is one of those things that, I mean, a lot of guys enjoy. And it's not, and it doesn't necessarily mean you're
like,
gay.
I mean, you're like weird.
I can't. I'm not judgmental of people's fantasies and stuff, but
I'm not
there's
either. I'm not
some-
either. Let me just come out and say
Yeah.
that. It's just not for me.
Me.
It's not my cup of tea.
I just feel like then you want a man,
Right.
or no?
Not necessarily. Here's the thing. Okay, we have a G spot, right?
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you know guys have a P spot?
Yes, it's in
The
their
prostate.
butt. Yes.
Yes. Okay. So just like our G spot gets, I mean, when you hit it, we know and we go, oh, the tone changes and our moans change and everything changes because you've hit that spot and we're like, keep on. Good. Yeah. You're going to get a big surprise here any second.
Yeah.
Okay.
Drip, drip, splish, splash.
Splish, splash. Taking a bath. Yep.
We're just talking about that too.
Put the trash can liner on the bed. Let's go. But here's the thing: is like guys have a P spot, which you know, kind of right in there, and you can do a prostate massage outside of the butt. You don't have to go inside necessarily.
And how do you do that?
You just put
The-
like pressure on it.
The perineum right
Okay,
there.
okay.
Is, you know, the taint.
Uh-uh.
Yeah. And the thing is you can also just do the finger, or you know, they even have like finger condoms.
I
Jenny
heard-
knows about this. She's
Isn't
being
it-
quiet over there, but I know she knows about this
Don't they
because her
have-
boyfriend likes a little finger action.
You know,
I mean, he knows what he likes.
That's good though.
you know,
Don't they have anal beads for that too?
They do.
They do.
Oh, do they, Jenny?
They do.
She's like,
They do.
Most certainly do. Different sizes,
I mean,
shapes.
yep, pretty much. They've got all kinds of. I mean, we have an entire spinner full
For your butt?
of prostate massage, prostate stimulators. Dr. Johnson makes a lot of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I mean, it's just they make some that vibrate. They make some that don't vibrate. We
Yeah.
actually have a proctologist in Amarillo who sends us his patients who are at risk for prostate cancer.
Stop. I believe you. I think it's crazy.
I'm being totally serious.
Yeah.
He sends his patients who have need prostate stimulation. He says, go out to Fantasy, talk to any one of the girls out there. They're all certified sexual health consultants.
Uh-huh.
They know what they're talking about, and they will direct you in the right location to get what you need.
Because it prevents.
Hmm?
It prevents.
It helps prevent. Yes.
Really?
Wow. So you
There's
should
a
all tell your
reason.
boyfriend, let me play with your asshole because I'm going to prevent you from prostate cancer.
Does that mean that that's supposed to happen to us too? To prevent us from having that? Like,
No, we don't.
Like
have
colon?
You're not gonna
Like-
get
Well, we don't have
prostate
prostate,
I'm not talking
so
about the
we won't get prostate
I'm talking
cancer.
about the colon.
Oh.
I'm talking about the anal part.
I don't think it prevents diverticulitis or polyps or anything like that, or
So don't stick anything up your butt.
So still.
However, you're nurses. You know there's a lot of nerves, and it's a very nerve-rich area. So with proper
Exit only.
can feel really good. If it's done
Prepared
correctly
properly.
and prepared properly, it can feel very good.
I think that's the key that Sivan missed out on was the prepared
The
properly.
You don't just stick it in, because that's basically when you have dolphin sex.
What is that?
I need to know what that is.
You need to know that dolphin sex is when it accidentally goes in there and you go, that's dolphin sex. I had to pull away from the mic because I didn't want anybody to get their ears blown
Right.
out. Yeah. But, yeah. That's painful, and that's a no-no. That, I mean, I teach how to properly prepare for anal sex, be it male or female.
Would you
And-
recommend a butt plug?
Yes. I mean, and it doesn't have, and not a big old honkin'.
Wow.
Start small.
Start small. They make little teeny tiny ones that you, I mean,
a
come
little
on.
wine cork.
You, I mean, I had a couple come in and they asked, they were like, well, we need a butt plug, but the one that we have keeps popping out. And I'm like, okay, so how big is it? You know, I'm like looking and they're like pointing at one. I said, okay, here's the thing that you need to know about your butt plugs. If you want to have vaginal sex while there is a plug in there, because that can be very, very nice. It can be very pleasurable.
Yeah.
You need to make sure that the end is flanged, you know, that it flares out.
Yep.
But the other part from the plug is small because that's going to give your sphincter where to hold on to.
Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have bigger on the inside and then the
Yep.
piece that doesn't, because the anus, well, is a natural sucking motion and will suck everything in like a gerbil. So
Right.
you
That's
don't
why
want to
you
put
see
any of
those
those things
X-rays.
out. You
Yeah.
know,
Have
sex
you
sent
guys
me to
seen
the
that?
ER.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
She worked Parkland ER for a few years. I've worked Baylor ICU.
I'm like, you have what in your ass? Why?
What was the craziest thing besides an animal?
I mean, you see all those X-rays on the internet. Like
Yeah.
you can see what it is, where it is. I mean, people try some interesting things. Glass is something I would not
Never,
recommend.
ever, never,
Oh my
ever.
God.
Glass. I've seen glass shatter.
Well,
I mean,
yeah.
Yeah.
That's the
Ouch.
dangerous part of it.
But the other part is, you know, you getting
not think
something
that
sucked
through?
into your colon that
Yeah.
doesn't need to be there. I mean, people are stupid sometimes. Okay, people are stupid a lot of times.
A lot of times.
A lot
Yeah,
of
I'm like, you
times.
didn't think that through. I mean,
Apparently not.
No.
Mm-mm.
A lot of people don't think a lot of things.
that's
through.
true. That's true. That's true.
Which is why I'm always going, okay, if you're going to have you had anal sex before? And here's how you prepare for it.
Right.
And, you know, lube is your best friend.
right.
And a little bit of benzocaine or lidocaine at the initial entrance. Do not use it as a lube because then you will not feel a damn thing. And
Interesting.
you could injure your partner and or yourself
Oh,
that
'cause
way.
you don't feel anything.
because you don't feel anything.
Oh shit.
And there's
Yeah.
limits
Wait,
to
this
how much
is if
lidocaine
you-
you can actually use.
Exactly.
Why would people put lidocaine in their lube?
Because it numbs it.
Not in the lube, but like
Around
there's-
your butt.
yeah,
Yeah. Around the sphincter, just the area.
Yeah, but then like,
because that's pain. That's the painful.
Because it
part.
relaxes it.
Yeah.
And that's the tightest,
Oh,
so it's the
God.
most painful.
This is
so-
giving me anxiety.
I know. One of my best friends loves it. And every time she talks to me, I'm like, no,
No,
not
no.
for me.
And that's just it. Not everybody
Right.
likes it. And not every guy likes being pegged. But there are those
Who
that
do?
Jenny's
Who do?
boyfriend. I'm just
She's
kidding.
like,
I'm kidding.
We
I
haven't gone to that level
Honest-
yet.
I have a feeling you're going
Honestly-
to graduate one day to that.
I mean, there's toys out there that are perfect for pegging, and some girls like being the dominant one, and like
I
don't.
Mm-mm.
I'm like,
I do. And that's why we have fetishes, and
Yeah.
that's why BDSM is such a broad
Uh-huh.
spectrum,
Right.
because it's everybody's thing,
Yeah.
whatever thing they have.
So, can you get pregnant in water?
Yeah.
oh, good question.
Yeah,
Why wouldn't you be able to?
because
what
do
kind
you
of
know?
water?
Do you know how fast what the speed of ejaculate is?
Speed of lightning. No.
What is
28 miles per hour.
Woo.
Fast.
So it can shoot up into that uterus pretty damn quick.
I feel like I just got pregnant by you saying that. You're pregnant.
You're pregnant right now.
I'm serious.
So it doesn't matter. I mean,
it really
nothing.
doesn't matter. And if they're got some strong swimmers,
Mm-hmm.
water doesn't matter. Douching doesn't matter. You can pee and it doesn't matter. It's still going to get pregnant one way or another.
I
if that's
really
the
think
way
it has to
is.
do so much with this, like the man, his sperm, and the woman's obviously her fertility.
Yes,
Because let me tell you,
It's like the perfect storm.
yeah,
it is.
Is it true that douching is bad for you?
Yes.
That's what I thought.
Because you're destroying the natural pH balance and bacteria that's in your vagina. You should just be cautious about what kind of foreign objects you're putting into your vagina.
Yeah, there's a lot of evidence
Even real
behind that.
objects
Don't
like
do it.
real penises. You got to be careful of which one goes in there.
Well, I mean, seriously, a
Be
finger.
really careful about
You
that.
put a finger in there and it could
Cause a UTI.
cause a UTI or cause a bacterial infection,
Shut
yeast
up.
infection.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's all about like
Cleanliness.
Cleanliness.
My goodness. I didn't know your finger.
It's woo.
You touched on this earlier, but how much is too much masturbation?
I want to know.
If too much masturbation, I mean, if you're like sore,
Oh, that's a good. Yeah.
I mean, I'm like, come on, if you're doing damage to your naked parts,
You have like
your
a rug
naughty
burn.
bits,
I got a rug burn.
like, I mean, okay, this is probably TMI, but in terms of like when I was having an issue with hormones and my clitoris was just like dead, like literally
It
dead,
died.
What?
I would bruise myself trying to have an orgasm.
Wow.
I bet
Yeah.
that's stressful.
Yeah, we had something about guys that would jerk off so much they had scabs on their dick.
There's a
Yes.
syndrome for that.
Yes.
I've
Oh my
seen
God.
it. I've seen
I mean,
it.
What is the syndrome?
I mean, it's just like it's a psychological syndrome. I don't really know much about it, but I've seen the physical effects from that, and it's like
A scabbed penis.
more than that.
Like what else?
I mean, there's a lot of scar
Like
tissue buildup.
scar
Like,
tissue, rashes.
friction like causes damage over time, and if you know how much friction you put in an area can really damage your skin there,
And then at that point, like if you're gonna get scar tissue, then you're gonna lose some feeling.
and then you want to do it more.
Yeah, so like it's
And
a
harder.
catch-22, so it's a cycle. So you're like beating it off even harder.
Yeah, so it's
And
like
there's-
physical and psychological, and it's
There's also
scary
the-
too. Like if you lose sensation there, like oh
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
you're fucked.
Well, think
Yeah.
about too how many, because I actually had a couple that was having issues with him over masturbating, and because he's used to his hand bringing him to completion and how hard he could squeeze.
God.
Well,
Wow.
having vaginal sex with his wife would never
not-
bring him to completion.
Well, if she used FemTouch,
we've got a
which
treatment
is a
for
laser,
that. We've got a treatment
let me
for
tell
that.
you, this laser goes into the vagina and makes you tight.
Real
Like you
tight.
can't even squeeze the dick in. It makes you so tight. I recommend this for everyone. Just saying.
And we're
You'll-
on the books.
you enjoy it yourself and your partner enjoys it.
Does it hurt?
No, it does.
I also
It takes 5
recommend
minutes.
It
Kegels.
literally takes 5 minutes.
Kegels.
Does it hurt
Kegels.
though?
It does what Kegel does times a million.
And you would recommend this for anyone, and how many times would you have to do it?
I think it's a 1 or 2 time treatment.
No, they do 3.
Oh,
so
they
like
do
what?
3,
So you
okay.
buy it, and I think it's like 3 to 4 treatments, and
They're 5 minutes each,
it's not that painful. He
and
said.
he can do some
So my
laser tech.
girlfriend just had it done. I haven't had it done yet, and I was, we just offer it at the plastic surgery center I work at, and she was like, Sivan, let me fucking tell you something right now. I did it, and I didn't tell my boyfriend I did it, and when I was clear to have sex, like he couldn't even fit his dick in. I felt like a 12-year-old. She's like, sex felt so good, and he was even like, oh my God, it feels so good today. I don't know what's good. I feel like a minute man. And I was like, okay, I need to try it.
sign me up.
Sign me
But
up.
is this something you'd have to do like every few years?
You know what? I'm not sure about that.
I don't know the answer to that
I didn't.
question.
I didn't ask that question because I was just so excited about what Sarah told me that I was like, "Whoa,
Done.
I want to try it." And she's like, "Try it." So basically, what it does is it like kind of rebuilds the vaginal wall inside.
It
So-
rebuilds the ridges.
It rebuilds the rigids, so there's more rigids inside.
And there's
so
more
when
friction.
so there's more friction for the guy, and it also tightens the vagina. It's really made for women after they've had childbirth, and the muscles inside and the ridges are kind of they're smoothed out because they've been having sex so many all these years, and
Push a
after
baby out of there.
pushing a baby out of there, it's not like what it was when you're in your 20s and you have it's not smooth. There's ridges there, and
Yeah.
that's what the guy feels on the penis. So,
And it also helps women with that can't really hold their pee. That kind of like,
vaginal or incontinence.
Incontinence. So it helps a lot with that. And it's like very quick, painless. So,
And where can you go get that?
at
Lemon Avenue Plastic Surgery Center.
where we work. Yeah. We're going to try it. We haven't tried it yet. I mean, honestly, Sarah sold me
Y'all
on
are
it.
so young.
I mean, I just feel like I should try the things that we offer just to see.
I can see that.
Yeah.
And, fuck it. I'm 33 years old and I've had a lot of sex in my life.
And who
So,
says
like,
it's for women after childbirth? It
Like,
could be
why
for
not?
women before childbirth.
It's like preventative
Well,
measures.
actually, I was thinking it would probably be really great for women who've had hysterectomies as well.
yes,
sure,
it is.
yeah.
It very is.
And because especially if you don't have something holding the bladder.
Yeah, it helps with that. And it also helps make you more, so when you are excited, it helps you be more lubricated so you're not dry, which
That part I haven't experienced yet, but
Field trip.
yeah.
We're gonna record it.
we just recently got a new toy that I brought in. It's an E-stem Kegel exerciser.
And
So it shocks your vagina.
Holy shit!
Oh, interesting.
I would buy that because who remembers to do their Kegels? Let's be honest here. I
Exactly.
never remember.
No.
Yeah.
I do.
We know about it.
Do you
but
really? How many times do you do it?
Well, I think if you work out or if you dance,
You are
you're
automatically-
already doing it because you're constantly squeezing in that area.
Yeah.
Because you're
I,
always having to pull up or squeeze in there, so it actually is naturally doing it on its own.
I'm like 80% of the women out there that like forgets to work out, and the only time I dance is if I'm drinking too much and I'm out with my girlfriend.
and we're not really squeezing that much.
The only time I honestly remember to do Kegels, and this is so weird, is like sometimes when I'm having sex, I'm like, I'm gonna squeeze really hard and see if he notices this.
That too.
But because recently and a lot of things are becoming more mainstream, like we have Kegels that you plug into your USB, like
Of course.
like while you so you can do Kegel balls. You can have Kegels that plug into your computer or whatever
Bluetooth Kegels.
while you're driving.
That's a good time to do it.
And they vibrate. They vibrate.
You have a long commute.
So I feel like the vibrating Kegels are becoming more of a thing because we have one that tracks. It has an app that tracks
Shut up.
how hard you're squeezing.
Are you
and
kidding me?
no, not,
You're looking at your phone. You're like, I'm not squeezing hard enough.
I'm not squeezing hard enough. Exactly. I mean, we have so many toys that are amazing.
I like the one that like makes you do it, that shocks you, like you said.
The one that I do too. I'm weird.
So
I
do you
get to
stick it
test
up
all
there?
of it. Yeah, you put it inside you. It has like a little thing that silicone
hurt?
string. No, well, yeah, a little.
When it
It shocks you. I mean, have you ever
You, like jump?
do you know anything about? See, I'm a country girl and grew up out in the country where we had electric fences, and I'm that kid that went and grabbed the electric fence.
No, I've never done that in my life.
Of course not. So
One
it's probably
time.
the reason why whenever we get any kind of E-stem thing at the store and they have to test it, and they're like, Polly.
Was it like the stem? Like if I go to the chiropractor?
TENS unit,
Yeah.
yes. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah,
Well,
yeah.
I love that.
See, and that would just be inside you.
Oh, God. Wow. Okay.
So I have one last question. Can you get pregnant from pre-cum?
Yes.
Yes.
Actually contains more sperm than ejaculate.
Yeah, the evidence is pretty clear on
What?
that.
I didn't
You
know
can.
that. That's so scary.
Yes. I pull out, I promise. It doesn't matter. If you're pre-coming all over the place, guess where they're gonna go. Yeah.
Dang.
Mm,
There we go.
you're not safe.
Good to know. That's a good way to end it.
So on that note, we are ending Penis and Pussy Talk with Miss Polly.
I love this. I don't want it to end.
And everyone
way
stay
better.
tuned. Thank you for
Thank
listening.
you.